Hey guys, it's Maggie. Welcome back to my channel. My voice might sound a little bit deeper, a little bit off. I am actually getting over a cold, so just ignore that. But anyways, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a shelf tour. Specifically the bookcase behind me. This is actually my historical romance, like vintage artsy collection. I didn't buy all of these with the idea of reading all of them. I might one day, but I kind of more bought these because I'm like, oh, that cover is really pretty. Or the step back, or the back cover, or whatever the back is supposed to be called. Any of the artwork on this shelf is ones that just made me go, oh my god, this is so good. So I felt like showing them off a little bit. So without further ado, let's jump into them. It's 15 books here. They kind of range all over the place between like Viking or Scottish or Regency or American, whatever. So I'm going to give you little details like that, title, author. I'll let you know like what area of the world, time, sort of place that is going on in each book, but I'm not going to give the full synopsis. If you do want to see that though, I'm going to link all of the books to the Goodreads page down below so you can do that, but my voice is not going to be able to sustain reading you each of the synopses. So I apologize, but it's linked down below. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. All right, so first up is Forbidden Passion by Caressa Scott. I'll put it up over here so the glare doesn't mess with you guys. But this is a stupid pretty cover. I remember seeing this and immediately was like, I don't care what it says on the back. I want it. There's something about this that is just really, I mean, obviously sensual. It's really, really good, but just the colors, it's a Viking ship, so hell yeah. I want to read some Viking stuff. I actually haven't read any Viking, so I'm gonna read this year. This is totally gonna go on my TBR. But this is set in 988 AD, so obviously very early on, as expected with Vikings. But the artwork on this is just amazing. Her dress, where her leg is, him grabbing her thigh. She has such a relaxed face. I won't lie though, if you zoom in on his face, he kind of, like the model, it kind of feels like he's just going, you know? Like it doesn't, I'm not believing it, you know? I'm not believing it. So, but overall it is a really pretty cover. But if you do stare at his mouth, you kind of feel like this doesn't feel believable. So this is Forbidden Passion by Caressa Scott, 988 AD. This looks like it's essentially she's betrothed to another man, and then he's the one sent to go essentially bring her back to that man, and he just can't resist her because she's such a babe. Which, I mean, if you base it off of the cover, you can't f***ing blame him. So that's our first one. Our second, I love this stuff, man. I love artsy covers. I don't know about you guys. But the next one is by Roberta Gellis, and it's Fires of Winter, which, oh god, this is another one that's just really good. It's, her face is really just like, she knows something, you know, like something's up. I feel like something's going to be going on. There's some sort of scheme in this book. I don't really know, but this whole thing is gorgeous. It even has like on the back cover where it has kind of like little scenes, almost like you'd get in old style movie posters, which I love this stuff. Why can't we have book covers like this nowadays? Honestly, like I don't like the cutesy ones, the cartoony cutesy ones. Like I have no want for those. I kind of don't really buy the book if it has that. And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm an artsy bitch, I guess. So this one, obviously, this is medieval. You can kind of just tell from the cover in and of itself. I don't see any date given away in here, but it is definitely medieval, so we know it's probably going to be, I don't know, around probably 1500s, I'm going to say. But it is an enemies to lovers from what it sounds like, and it sounds like she is from Scotland and he is English, and she essentially is some form of spoil of war. So it sounds like it could be good. I always love a good enemies to lovers. Of course, I think a lot of us do, especially when it's well written. But yeah, I'm sold on the book cover alone. Like I said, I never read the back of these books. I just saw the cover and I was like, hell yeah. So anyways, moving on. This is a Harlequin romance, which I don't have a ton of because a lot of the Harlequin stuff, I don't know if you guys noticed this, I feel like I really struggle to find books, like Harlequin books that have like the pretty covers, they always seem to have like kind of simple, weird covers. Sorry. But I also thrift most of my books as well, and I've found it extremely difficult. But this is The Raven and the Swan by Laurie Grant. And I believe this is actually another medieval story. And it has a really pretty cover on here. I'm not really into the whole bearded guy thing. But that being said, the thing that I was just like going gaga over is I love this whole like pink blue tone going across the book. But the freaking like glistening off of his pecs, Jesus, like the artist just, whew, great job. Great freaking job. And their faces, the models, I'm believing it. I'm absolutely believing it. They look like they're totally into each other. And again, her dress is banging. I would love to wear something like that. I don't know where I'd wear it to, but I'd like to have it. Maybe I'll make that. Maybe I'll do that for a video. I don't know. But when you flip it over, this is where it gets interesting, okay? You flip it over. First of all, we got our bearded dude, which he's got to be our male love interest, right? And his shirt is just full on open, you know? He's showing his chest, baby. And I'm curious, you did not do that back in the day, all right? You're not Rico Suave. That's not how you walk around, right? So I'm just curious, like, what part of that, like, is that him? Is he showing off to her? I don't know. But then she's a nun. Or it looks like she's trying to become a nun. So there is some tasty little tidbits in here that I'm just getting off the artwork alone. So, and it's a short little book, so this is an easy read. I'll probably do this year too. I don't know. I'm gonna want to read all of these realistically. So it sounds like she was raised in a convent and is planning to become a nun, but this Rico Suave guy that has his chest full on out is coming over to be like, no. You're not going into a convent. You're too pretty. You need to be devoured by a man. And by man, I mean me. So this looks good. It looks fun. Again, I do not have a date, but it's definitely medieval, just judging off of what they're wearing. But yeah, this looks good. I think this is going to be a good time. The Raven and the Swan. Oh, okay. This one. So this one, I don't know how it's going to really show up. I'm going to do the picture. But this is The Black Rose by Christina Sky. This is one where, like, I cannot tell you enough. I know I've already said this, but the cover alone just made me want to read it instantly. Which I have technically started this, but I did put it down to start another book. Not that this was bad, but I was just really excited about Phantom by Greer Rivers. But I saw this immediately and I just love the whole like warm red tones going on here. But the thing that I immediately in the artwork was picking up is he's ripping a mask off of her. So she's doing something. She's wearing men's clothing. So she has to be doing something that typically a man would be doing. And he's either trying to capture her because she's doing something wrong to him, or maybe he's a part of like the police and he's trying to like find her. I don't know. But all of that stuff, I'm like, hell yeah. I love a good, strong female heroine that kind of defies convention. I don't really like reading the ones where it's just like a dainty little miss. Like, what is it? The Duke and I? Is that what it is? Bridgerton, season 1. That one by Julia Quinn. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not really into that. I like more of an adventurous girl who's defying convention. And this cover is giving me all of that. So I'm very excited. I need to pick this back up. I'm finishing up Phantom, so I probably will pick this back up soon. But yeah, this is The Black Rose. This is, I want to say it's more in the Victorian time. And yeah, 1810 in England. So kind of your typical historical romance always seems to be around this period. But I also love this period. So I'm not gonna lie. But again, even if you go on the back, there's still some artwork. It's not really your sexy, sensual artwork. It's more like background details. But we have a pirate ship, and it looks like we have some booty, as in smuggler stuff, not like juicy booty. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. The Black Rose by Christina Sky. Ah, yeah. This next one. So this one, when I saw it, it just kind of immediately made me think of Sleeping Beauty, because it's just really, it's cute, you know. Most of the time you get kind of sensual stuff, but this one's just really cute. It's Caressa by Linda Lang Bartell. It's a really, really pretty cover. They kind of look like they're in love with each other. Something kind of looks a little off with her face. I don't know if it's just like the way that it printed, like if her eyes are kind of fuzzy, but something looks slightly off. But it's not really as sensual. It's more loving, more cute, like I mentioned. And like the background, like it looks like it's springtime. It's just really pretty, you know? And it's nice not to always have the super sensual stuff. But yeah, this one, it's gorgeous. It's another Renaissance romance. When you go on the back, the artwork continues. And the thing that I love here is if you zoom in, that's like a pope or something. And then like Igor, like there's a little guy that has like a hump on his back and a potion. And our pope, like something, he looks pissed off. Something looks like it's going on here. You know, maybe he's lusting after our girl. I don't know. But this looks like it could be fun. I want to know who they are. I particularly really want to know who little Igor is. But I think it's gonna be a good time, you know? But yeah, a Renaissance book set in Italy in 1475. So I think this is gonna be fun. I think this is very much gonna be like a prince who saves the princess sort of vibe. So yeah, Caressa by Linda Lang Bartell. Okay, these next ones. These are all ones where honestly, like, this is so common in historical romance, especially on covers, but sometimes like the women, like the way that they're positioned, the way their neck is, you're kind of like, oh my, like you need an exorcism. Like you look like you're breaking your neck, or their neck looks just like freakishly long. So that's what these next three are. This first one is Tame My Wild Heart by Sylvie F. Summerfield. And it says, he had bought her, he would use her, but he swore he'd never love her. Okay? I'm not gonna lie, it's bad. I know it's a red flag in real life and everything, but when it said he bought her, I was like, okay, I'm interested. I don't know what it is, but I like it. But anyways, the artwork, like it has just like that warm, pretty tones. But like I said, she looks like she kind of needs an exorcism. She's like, her head is like freaking kinked, man. And then when you zoom in on his face, something just looks off, man. I don't know exactly what it is, but something looks off. Something with his features. I can't really tell. You let me know if maybe it's just me. But yeah, this is another gorgeous book. The back continues the cover, or continues the artwork, but it's more background scenery. This one, it is set in America, and I believe it's still in the 1800s still. Let me check. Okay, it says England 1760, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come over to America. But this sounds like it's probably gonna be an enemies to lovers because he bought her, so I can't imagine she's like, very excited about that. So there's got to be some tension, some fighting going on there. But yeah, Tame My Wild Heart by Sylvie F. Summerfield. Oh yeah, this next one. This is a gorgeous cover. I'm not gonna lie. She still looks like she needs an exorcism or just like a really damn good back massage. But this is Midnight Surrender. Oh my lord, I cannot talk. One sec, I need a little Sprite break. My throat's going. All right, so this is Midnight Surrender by Cordia Byers. And this is just, it's so pretty. The colors, like the red against the like deep blue. Ugh, it's so pretty. And both of the characters, like they're banging. I'm not gonna lie. Both the male and the female, they're banging. They're very hot. They're good looking people. And her dress is very cool. He's shirtless. I mean, I can get behind it. He's got a great bod. And then he has this wicked awesome sword, man. I want the sword too. I just want everything. But yeah, this is a very short book from what I can tell. It looks like it's like an easy one-day read. So with these two characters, it looks like it's an enemies to lovers. It obviously looks like it's in the Renaissance period. It doesn't actually list a date, but it looks like it's the Renaissance period. He's referred to as a knight. So we're going Renaissance here. And it sounds like she's actually French, and I don't know if she's still in France or if she goes to England, but it's either going to be set in France or England. And she's disguising herself as a nun to be a spy for her country, and the knight, he captures her, you know, so she's his prisoner. It's got to be enemies to lovers, you know? But again, he captures her. I don't know what it is, but I'm sold. I'm good. Well, literally. Wow. Okay. That really fits together well. But anyways, I seem to really like that. I guess I like that trope. I like the kidnapping thing. I don't know what that says, but yeah. Honestly, looking at the back of this now, I would have bought this just based off of the back, but the artwork is really what I bought it for. So, anyways, Midnight Surrender by Cordia Byers. All right, the last of my exorcism girls here. This is A Passion for Glory by Teresa Conway. And there's just kind of a lot of things that I'm questioning in this. Is this a beautiful cover? Abso-freaking-lutely. But, why is he, obviously based off of the horse, he looks like he's riding pretty fast, and then he's grabbing her off the ground. She looks like she's passing out. Granted, she's passing out very elegantly. Look at her hand, look at like her poised feet. But what's going on? Like, why, what is he saving her from? Why is she passing out? She got a banging bod. Oh my gosh. They always do. But she looks gorgeous. She looks passed out. He looks like he might fall off his horse. Her head looks super kinked. The horse looks banging. The whole thing, everybody just looks good in this cover. You know, everyone looks good. But it continues on to the back. We do have some little scenes again. It looks like there's probably going to be some sort of duel. We have our male lead. He's sneaking his hand up her dress, up her thigh there. She looks like she's enjoying it. But yeah, it just has this really beautiful, just like blue, pink, and purple sort of tones. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this doesn't have a time period or anything like that, so I don't exactly know when this is. It's definitely got to be late 1700s or later. No, it would have to be like the 1800s. It's talking about how it goes from Paris to New Orleans to Virginia, so this has to be late 1700s to 1800s within that time period, but it does sound like it's going to span a large space, well, not really a large space of the world, but it's taking place in multiple areas. So it sounds like there's probably some really good plot in this. It is definitely a thicker book here, so this will probably take a little bit while to get through. But overall, the cover's just gorgeous. I absolutely love this. All right, now I'm going to get more into step backs. So all of the ones we've gone through so far have been on the cover. But these ones are my step backs, where almost all of these covers, yeah, all of these covers are very inconspicuous. Ones you could take on a train or a plane, or you can just read around other people and not be so nervous. But they have some great artwork on the inside. So this first one is You Belong to My Heart by Nan Ryan. Yeah, this one. Oh my god, this one. So this, when you take a look at this, obviously it's American because we are on, what are those called? A ferry boat? Are they called ferry boat? I don't know. One that goes down the Mississippi. Mississippi riverboat. There you go. It's a riverboat. But the thing I loved about this was just, like, what's going on here? You know, like, this kind of feels like he's, like, getting the tangles out of her hair with his dick. Alright? That's really what this feels like. And this seems to be a common theme. I've started to notice this. I think I have, like, maybe 2 or 3 other books where the guy's, like, naked. And it looks like, you know, he's doing stuff to her hair. I don't know why this is a typical pose, but it seems to be. But anyways, the artwork is gorgeous. They captured the lighting, the coloring, everything extremely well. It's just a weird pose. It's just a little funky for me, you know? But I'm, you know, I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. But as far as like a date goes, this says it's in Tennessee in 1862. So another American one, as we expected since we saw the riverboat. But this looks like it could be a fun time just based off of the artwork, because I want to know what the, like, that scene better be in the book. I really want to know why he's naked combing her hair. All right? Moving on. Next one. This is by Amanda Quick. And this is Ravished. This one is like a really pretty like pink cover. But when you flip inside, like the scene that you see, man, like, oh my gosh, like you get a bunch of little scenes that is telling the stuff of the characters and like where they're at, and just like there's that fight scene and that treasure. So it's just kind of, it piques your interest, you know. I have no idea what it's about, but I am intrigued. And the artwork is just, it's so pretty. It's really pretty. I can't wait to read this one. So this one, it doesn't have like an official date or anything, but based off of like the clothing and what I can actually see in the artwork, I'm pretty sure this is more like the 1800s, and we're probably set in England or somewhere in Europe. That's what I'm expecting here. I'm thinking this is gonna be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, potentially. Check out the synopsis. But the male character is dubbed as the Beast of Blackthorn Hall. So there's got to be something going on. Whether he looks beastly, which, judging off of the picture, he doesn't look beastly in a bad way. But man, the way he's like grabbing her, ooh, that is sultry. But yeah, he must be someone who's a dubious character in the sense of he's quite scary to deal with. So perhaps a Beauty and the Beast retelling. But this should be fun. I've seen this in thrift stores all over the place. So this is, I guess, kind of easy to find if you're a thrifter of books. I kind of like to, that's kind of like my own sort of treasure hunting, is finding really pretty artsy old books in like thrift stores or estate sales or whatever. So that's where I've gotten most of these, by the way. Moving on. This next one, oh my God, I love this. Virginia Henley. There is something about all of her books, whether, I think they've almost all been step backs, but they're just, oh, the raw emotion in them, so good. But so this is Virginia Henley Tempted. And as you can see, cover, like it's inconspicuous. No one's really gonna like make fun of you. But you open the bad boy up, and just this whole scene, man, like I know this sounds really weird because we have a nice, beautiful, sultry couple right here, but for some reason the flame of that candle is just drawing my eye, man. But if we ignore the candle, okay, if we ignore the candle and we look at the people, damn, you know, this whole thing is just absolute freaking fire. Whoever painted this, I don't see the artist's name. This is good. Like, you look at his face, he's a cocky mother, okay? Like, you can see it in his face. Also, secondly, really want to point this out. This is one of my mullet books, okay? This is clearly from the 80s, because the 80s, the mullet was huge. But our broski's got a mullet. So I'm very curious when we get to the part of, like, the description of him in the beginning of the book, how they're going to describe that. Are they going to describe it like a mullet? Or are they going to kind of just talk around it? You know? Because we are romanticizing it. But he clearly, obviously, has a banging bod. He fucking knows it. She is absolutely loving it. You can see just, like, the way her hand is caressing him. But then, like, when you zoom in on her face, like, you can see it in her face. Like, she is having a great time. A great time. If she ends up being an innocent, you can tell from this alone that she doesn't want to be anymore. Okay? Like, this is a spicy scene right here. This is so pretty. Oh, this might be one of my favorites, honestly, just because, like, the lighting in it is, like, the way the lighting's hitting off of him. Granted, I'm curious where that light technically is coming from, because if it can't be from this candle, the candle's in front of him, and the lighting on him is kind of like, maybe it's coming off from that doorway off the left, but, man, this is good. This is really good. Anyways, so this doesn't have a specific time period in it. It's not listing it. But this does look like it's taking place in Scotland, and it does look like it's actually medieval again. I didn't realize how many of these are medieval, but that's okay. I can get behind it. But yeah, it looks like it's taking place in Scotland, and it looks like the medieval period, just based off of in the artwork alone, the sword on the back wall. I'm getting the impression from that. Also, kind of a little bit what she's wearing, whatever that belt is around her waist. I'm getting the vibe that it's medieval. The castle that they're in, man, too. I want to visit that. Like all of this whole artwork on this thing is just tempting me in some, oh my God. And it's called Tempted. It's tempting me in so many ways. Anyways, next one. This is Long Ago and Far Away by Mary Lyle Rogers. I hope that's how you pronounce it. But this looks like it's a short little read, nothing too bad. But this one is just really pretty on the inside. Like the coloring, oh my gosh, like it's so pretty. I'm honestly, just from this imagery alone, right? Just all of the like jewel tones going on here. That circle of flowers, of those bright flowers around her and him. I'm kind of getting a vibe that maybe she's like witchy, you know? This could definitely be Scottish. She could be pagan of some sort. I'm not too sure. But this is really pretty. I love the colors, love the dress. I love her. She's sensual. I'm believing it, you know, back to believing it. He looks like he wants to kiss her. She looks like she knows that she's a babe. But yeah, this whole thing, man. Ooh, it's good. Oh, it's in Ireland. You never get that stuff. Okay, so it's in Ireland in 1127, the Fairy Kingdom. So I don't think this is actually like fantastical. I don't think it's going to be like we're having legitimate fairies or anything like that. But it sounds like she believes in the fairy kingdom and she believes in that sort of like magic and whatnot. So that explains this artwork really, really well. But it's just so freaking pretty. There's a temptation that I have to like rip these out and like put them on my wall. But I also like, I don't want to rip it out. But I also want to see it all the time. It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum that I have. But yeah, this is a really pretty one. Long Ago and Far Away by Mary Lyle Rogers. All right, speaking of that, we are now officially on the last one, the 15th book. This is literally one of my absolute favorite book covers ever. It is American, which I'm not an American reader. I am. My goal, if you've seen my reading journal video, I want to read at least 3 American. I've technically never read any. So this will definitely be on the list. And that is Poppy by True Summers. Like, just look at this. Oh my God. See, like, I can't even contain myself, so I drop it. This literally is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. But it literally, like, just the way that where they put the lettering, the font that they chose, her, like, oh my God, like, she's a babe. She's an absolute babe. But, like, what she's giving in the eyes, ooh, baby. And what she's wearing, like her dress, you only see a little bit of it, but like this feather thing on her head, her hair, we got a nice fiery redhead. I love a good redhead. And like I said, her eyes, man. Oh, it's so good. This is one of my older books too. It also has like the red pages, which is just, it's really pretty. But when you flip it over to the back, we got more action going on. And it looks like we got some card games. So I'm wondering if maybe like if she's part of the stakes, you know, someone's betting on her. That's what I'm betting. And it just looks good. Not for gold, not for passion, but for him. Forever. This just, oh, it looks so good. Interesting. So it goes from Paris to London to California. So there's got to be some good plot in here, baby. There's got to be. We're going all over the place. This looks good. And it looks like she's always kind of been obsessed with him. Oh my God. Okay. England, Paris. Oh yeah. England, Paris, California. This is going to be good. Yeah. This is totally on my TBR. But yeah, that's, I don't know what you feel about, like, which one's your favorite artwork. You can let me know below. But I'm obsessed with Poppy. I'm obsessed with a lot of these, but there's just something about Poppy. There's something about Poppy. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. I just kind of wanted to show off some of my books, give you a little bit of a book tour like I mentioned. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Hopefully some of these piqued your own interest. Like I mentioned earlier, I have the links down to the Goodreads pages all down below if you want to get a little bit more details from the books. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and maybe think about subscribing. I don't know. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.